What's that song? It's all like you know what I'm talking about? Comment below what that song is. I don't know, some kind of shit when I was a kid. Why did I pour so much whiskey in here? Oh my god, I can smell it. I poured way too much whiskey in here. It's like the whole glass. God damn it. God damn, son. Alright, we're gonna talk about something that really grinds my gears. This video is sponsored by Fujigane Whiskey. No, it's not. It's not. I would like to be sponsored by somebody. But my channel sucks. Anyway. Hey, look at this. I got some nice little drinks here. I don't know. Let's talk about something very serious. Drunk Johnny is gonna lay down the shiz for you, alright? But first, dog, sit down. Don't ever, if you come to Japan and you want an apartment, don't get a tatami mat flooring. I know it's all like, oh, I want a tatami mat flooring. That's great. It's not great. It fucking sucks. Okay? It just sucks. And don't get a dog. If you're gonna get a tatami mat floor, don't get a fucking dog. Because the dog is gonna start scratching it and shit because they do that. I don't know why. Don't get a Shiba either. They're overrated. Everyone wants a Shiba. They see the little doggo memes and they think, oh, Shibas are so cute. They're terrible dogs, alright? They're cute, that's it. They're just cute. Not a good breed. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Anyway, let's talk about something really serious. So I was watching this guy called Just Apple Guy on YouTube, and he's like a Japanese YouTuber. His English is pretty good, but he misunderstands some things, obviously. And he was live streaming himself playing like Minecraft or whatever, and he's a pretty funny guy. And of course he's going to attract a lot of dumb fucks. Let's just say what they are, weebs. So this guy left a comment saying that he is not going to start learning Japanese until he comes to Japan. And I rant about this on Twitter a little bit, but of course not really anybody saw it. Not many people saw it. So he said he wasn't going to start learning Japanese until he came to Japan. And I basically responded in the live chat saying, and I wasn't trying to be a dick, and I was trying to be very nice and give genuine, helpful advice, as I often do, and people oftentimes do what I expect them to do. Be sarcastic, be an ungrateful little shit stain, and shit all over me and tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and I'm being a troll. And that's exactly what he did. I basically said, hey, that's actually a really bad idea. You should try to learn as much as you can before coming to Japan. Like, even if you were just visiting, I would try to learn some survival phrases and learn some basic, you know, how to read hiragana and katakana. But if you're gonna fucking move to Japan, and his comment was basically like, oh, I'll learn it in Japan. I'll be immersed in the culture and I'll pick it up naturally that way. And anybody who tells you that that's a thing, here's the thing. Yeah, you can improve your Japanese greatly by moving to Japan and being around Japanese people and Japanese things and immersing yourself in the culture. That's great. That's the best way to learn. But if you come in with like no knowledge or not enough like basic knowledge, you're gonna have a really bad time. You're gonna have a really bad time if you think that you're just gonna pick it up. Like, you should definitely study. You should definitely study up on your vocabulary and the basic, you know, hiragana, katakana. Learn some kanji. Learn some basic kanji. If you're gonna move here, for sure. Obviously, the requirements are a lot less if you're just gonna visit. You know, If you're just going to visit and you're not planning on coming back, you know, or at least for a long time, then there's really no point in retaining it permanently. But if you're going to live here, like, don't sit there and think like, oh, I'll just learn it when I get there, because you're going to have a bad fucking time and you're going to look like a dumb fuck. And you're just going to be a nuisance. So basically I told him in the nicest way I could, like, hey, I really think you should reconsider that, and you know, study as much as you can and learn as much as you can before coming to Japan. That'll serve you very well. Obviously, I'm speaking verbatim. That's not exactly what I said. I don't know what I said, but I know I wasn't a dick. I didn't use any profanity. I didn't insult him. I was genuinely trying to help him. And basically, he's basically questioned me like, why should I do that? Why would I do that? And like the inside of me is just like, do I really have to explain this to you? Do I really have to explain why you should learn the basics of a language of a foreign country that you're visiting? Do I really have to explain that to you? Come on. And so basically he started arguing with me, and I was trying to be nice at first, but he just kept arguing with me and telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, and that, oh, there's different ways to learn. And it's like, yeah, there's different ways to learn, but one of those ways is not learning at all. Like, there's different ways to learn Japanese. Here's one way you don't learn Japanese, by not learning it at all. Until, of course, you come to Japan, which that's a terrible idea. Like, who would disagree with that? What kind of moron would disagree with that? It goes with any country you visit. You should learn something about the country you're going to. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And I'm trying to give him helpful advice, because I don't want people to make the same mistakes I've made. Alright? I'm trying to help them because I'm genuinely concerned about people being a fuck up like me. And time again, people just take this as, oh, you're just bitter. Oh, you're just angry and negative, and you're trying to crush my dreams, and you're trying to ruin my good time. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you a fucking reality check. Because a lot of these people make stupid little comments on Facebook about how they're gonna come to their fucking weed paradise in Akihabara, and it's like, dude, Japan's not all fucking Pikachu mascots dancing around in fucking festivals all the time. It's actually pretty boring. Mostly. It's not a fucking anime trope, alright? Give me a fucking break, alright? Just, guys argue with me, so I decide, and people are getting like upset because we're going back and forth, and apparently we're ruining their live chat. Like, are you kidding me? Just scroll past it, ignore it. Like, the live chat's moving so fast because there's so many people in the live chats. Like, dude, just ignore it. If you don't like what I'm saying, then you're a fucking idiot, because you should be defending me and be like, yeah, you should listen to this guy. He lives in Japan, he knows. You've never been to Japan, so you don't fucking know. But people are actually defending him. The people with the anime profile pictures are defending the guy with the anime profile picture, none of them have ever been to Japan, and they're arguing against the guy who lives in fucking Japan. His name's Johnny in Japan. He's got a logo that says Johnny in Japan. He has a channel that's 3 years old, and he's got like 300 plus fucking videos, alright, of him living in Japan. Seriously. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, I don't claim to be an expert, but I certainly know more than the average fuckhead who's never been here. Certainly. And you would think they'd be lining up to take some advice and ask me some questions. But no, they're like, they don't want to hear any truths. They just want you to fucking give them bullshit and like, it's gonna be great. Which is basically most J-vlogger. They lie and tell you a bunch of bullshit about Japan that's not true, and just because positivity, I guess, gets them views. But you know what else gets views? Negativity. You know, which is what people think that a lot of videos like this are, but I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to give good advice here. You gotta do your research. You gotta do your research, man. You gotta prepare yourself. Don't be a fuckhead. Don't do what I did, be like, I'll just pick it up, I'm just gonna wing it, man. No, man, make a solid fucking plan before you do anything serious in life. Before you make any major, crazy 180 changes in your life, do some fucking research, make plans, make backup plans, make backup to those backups. You know, like, seriously. People are so fucking naive. And I was there. I've been naive before. But, like, it's like, you just try to help people and they just fucking shit all over you. And so I decided to ask the guy whose channel it is. It's the Japanese guy who can speak some English. And I asked him in the live chat, like, hey. And he's like, what are people talking about? Like, he's talking on the live chat because he's reading some comments here and there. And he's like, well, what are people arguing about? What's going on? And I'm like, okay, settle the debate. This guy says he's not going. He says he's only going to start learning Japanese after he comes to Japan. And I'm telling him that's a bad idea. He should learn before he comes to Japan. And I think the Japanese guy he's playing his game. He's too busy playing his game. His English understanding is not as great as obviously mine is and the rest of the people in the chat. So I think he took it as, oh, this foreigner wants to come to Japan and learn Japanese while he's in Japan. Oh, great, that's a great idea. Why are you saying that's a bad idea? And I think he misunderstood that. And I was trying to tell him that the guy was saying that he doesn't want to start learning Japanese until he comes to Japan because he thinks it's pointless to learn Japanese before coming to Japan because he won't retain it. And he didn't really understand that concept, and so then the little shit stain started making like little remarks at me like, see, haha, even the Japanese guy outright rejected your claim. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, and that's when I just went off on him and started cussing, you know, calling him names and shit, because I was getting pissed off. You know, he's a little ingrate. And then that's when nobody's paying attention to him insulting me, insulting my intelligence, trying to diminish my credibility as someone who's lived in Japan for 3 fucking years, you know, which I know isn't a long time compared to a lot of people here, but it's longer than fucking nothing, which is what he is. All right, and he's diminishing me, and he's like insulting my intelligence, acting like he knows better than me, and no one's paying attention to that. But as soon as you drop some F-bombs in the chat, or you start dropping some like dumbasses or dipshits, everyone's like, oh my god, this Johnny guy is so negative. Oh, he's such a troll. What's wrong with him? Like, oh, why is he so mean? It's like, that's what I'm saying. Negativity gets more reach than fucking positivity. Like, being nice doesn't get the message across. You gotta be a fucking dick sometimes. But unfortunately, these fucking snowflakes couldn't handle it because they're all a bunch of anime profile pictures and they're all ganging up on me and acting like I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. I'm getting really heated about this. Nice. Yeah, so everybody's jumping on me like, oh, there's different ways to learn and shit. It's like, yeah, there is. But the dumbest thing you can fucking do is be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to Japan and not know any Japanese. I'll just pick it up. I'm not saying you can't come to Japan with like no Japanese and not learn Japanese. You can. You certainly can. There are great examples of that, like abroad in Japan. He came to Japan and he's like, I don't know how to speak Japanese at all. I can't hold a conversation. And he became fluent just by living here. But here's the thing, I guarantee you he at least knew the basic hiragana, katakana, and some basic kanji. I guarantee you he knew several hundred words of vocabulary, and probably at least knew his basic grammar. He may not have been able to have a conversation with people, but I'm sure he knew how to give basic introduction stuff. So, yeah, it's just... But here was his main argument. His argument was, why should I learn it before I come to Japan? I don't have Japanese people to practice speaking with around me where I live, so I'm not going to retain this knowledge. I should wait until I come to Japan because it's just a waste of time to learn it before. Why is it a waste of time? Give yourself a fucking head start. Learn as much as you can on your own. You say you can't learn on your own? That's fucking bullshit. You have books, you have CDs, you have fucking audiobooks, podcasts, you have videos on YouTube. You say you don't have Japanese people around you. You got fucking apps for that. You got Skype. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's just excuses. I'm sure somewhere in your region, if you look, you can find some kind of, like, Japanese class or course somewhere. You might have to go a little out of your way to get there, but I mean, like, seriously, like, you're gonna come to Japan and be like, yeah, I'll learn it when I get there. That's fucking stupid. And those people piss me off. They really do. And the thing that pisses me off the most is the fucking disrespect, like, telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about and I'm just trolling you. Like, I try to genuinely be nice. People are like treating me like I'm being an asshole. It's like, no, now I'm being an asshole because you're being a sarcastic little condescending shit stain, and you have no business coming here. Just stay in your fucking mother's basement. All right? Like, just don't do what those people are doing. If you're gonna come to Japan, just for fuck's sakes, if you don't watch any of my videos after this and you're like, fuck this guy, if you don't watch any more of my videos, at least take this fucking advice. If you're gonna come to Japan, don't fucking come here thinking you're just gonna fucking learn the language as you go through immersion. I don't give a fuck about that AJAT bullshit, alright? I'm not saying it's not a great tool. I'm just saying you can't just learn through pure immersion. You have to fucking study. Alright? It's not just like fun. Alright? You have to fucking study. You actually have to learn grammar. You have to learn vocabulary. You have to, you know, and there's excuses about like, I don't have Japanese people to practice with, so I won't retain it. Fucking speak to yourself, dude. Listen to the fucking audio shit and say stuff back. Like that's a fucking dumb excuse. And just because you don't have people to practice speaking with, you should still at least learn vocabulary and learn grammar and learn the hiragana, katakana, and learn some kanji. Like, who would argue that you should not at least learn as much as you can to give yourself a nice head start? Like, that just goes for anywhere you go. It doesn't even have to be about languages. This is just like any kind of life situation. Why would you go into some kind of situation not being at least somewhat prepared for it? If you're going into a new job, you're gonna want to know about the job and what's required of you and what's expected of you. You don't just accept a job and be like, I don't know what the job is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, you gotta have some kind of indication, you know, what you're fucking doing there, what you're gonna do. So it's the same way with coming to Japan. You gotta have a fucking plan. You gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna get a passport and get a fucking plane ticket. I'm just gonna go to Japan. What the fuck? Like, I guess visiting is great, but if you're gonna fucking live here, like this reminds me of that fucking Filthy Frank video. It's like, well, first I need a job. Like what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm not saying you could probably get an English teaching job and fucking never have to speak Japanese, and you could probably get by, but you're gonna have a fucking miserable time. It's gonna be fucking miserable. Hanging out with other fucking gaijin. You're gonna be hanging out with some fucking other people, and you're gonna be circle jerking each other. Seriously, back to what I was saying. If you don't take anything else from me, from this channel, just take the advice. If you're not going to do your best to at least give yourself a fucking fighting chance, don't fucking embarrass yourself, man. Don't embarrass yourself. Give yourself a head start. You know what they say, this is gonna be cringy, but knowledge is power. Give yourself as much power as you can, because you're gonna fucking need it. You can have fun here, you can have a good time, but nowhere near as much as if you fucking, you know, at least learn a decent amount enough about the culture and the language. And just trust me on that. Just trust me on that as I take a big gulp of whiskey here. Trust me on that. You don't want to end up like me. Look at me. See this? You see this? Didn't drink for 10 years. 10 years of no drinking alcohol. 3 years in Japan brought me here. You know why? You know why? Because I was naive. was very stupid. And I was very unprepared. And I was one of those guys. Now, of course, I tried to study before I came. Not hard enough. If I could take a time machine and do it all over again, I'd study a lot fucking harder. I take it more seriously. Let me tell you. It's not a fucking walk in the park. Japan is not a fucking park. Not a fucking anime playground, right? Just learn the fucking language, alright? Just learn shit. No one says you have to be fucking N1. Or, you know, you don't have to be a fucking native speaker. But, you know, goddamn. At least speak the language better than me, alright? My language level is at like a fucking child. Not even that. Just look at me. Just look at me and say, do you want to be this type of foreigner? Right here. See this? 200 subs. I have nothing else to say. If this doesn't convince you, this is what you will become right here. This long, ranting, drunk video. This is what you will become if you do not properly prepare before coming to live in Japan. So, to all of you who have aspirations to come live here, wish you the best of luck. Do your best. Good night.
He's Johnny in Japan. He's Johnny in Japan. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world. Crappy food reviews, barely any views. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world.